seriously, remind me why I'm excited about this.
Because it's a good idea.
Why is it a good idea?
I'm honestly not sure.
You were the one who recommended doing this to me.
Look, you are musing at Lizzy reads Twilight. This is like a better written version of Twilight.
How is this like Twilight, aside from the creepiness?
That's the one. It's creepy as hell. You're not particularly fond of it.
And you think it will be amusing?
Well, yes, because you're amusing when you're doing Lizzy reads Twilight, and this is just a better written version of Twilight in that regard.
And on that oh-so-optimistic note, let's get to this. Foreword, Lolita, or The Confession of a White Widowed Male. Such were the two titles under which the writer of the present note received the strange pages it preambulates.
Preambulates?
I cannot go to... What? Wow.
What?
Wow! Holy shit, that sentence! I think I skipped this the first couple of times I actually read this. See, this is the trouble with reading aloud, right? Doing readings. It actually forces you to face the stupidity of sentences.
Yeah, like that's a weird sentence. Preambulates.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Preambulates? To walk before.
Yeah, well, thank you. I know technically what it means, but like...
In this context, no fucking idea. Let's look it up.
Okay, everyone hates me now, but screw those people.
You mean Civ 5?
Yeah, sorry.
Formal or humorous, walk or travel through or round a place. But this is used in a foreword, meaning it's used in a literary sense.
Yes.
Okay, I give up. Clearly a sentence is not meant to make sense.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Yes?
Everyone batten down the hatches. Sorry, Civ 5 again.
Well, we're moving into the meat of the novel because we just get our first mention of our first character.
I like characters.
Quote, Humbert, unquote, their author, had died in legal captivity of coronary thrombosis on November 16th, 1952, a few days before his trial was scheduled to start. Okay, then. I'm not going to question the manner of his death, despite the fact that I kind of want to. Because that would lead to bad things being said.
Bad things like what?
Bad things like me saying stuff about suicide which I don't actually mean because I hate him that much.
Right. Yeah, everyone hates me.
Sorry to hear that. His lawyer, my good friend and relation, Clarence Choate Clark, Esquire, now of the District of Columbia Bar, in asking me to edit the manuscript, based his request on a clause in his client's will, which empowered my eminent cousin to use discretion in all matters pertaining to the preparation of Lolita for print. My bloody... I will give you the same advice I gave Henry James, author of The Turn of the Screw. Full stops are not your enemy. We got that? Good. Mr. Clark's decision may have been influenced by the fact that the editor of his choice had just been awarded the Polling Prize. Is that an actual thing? For a modest work. Do the Senses Make Sense? Wherein certain morbid states and perversions had been discussed. My task proved simpler than either of us had anticipated, save for the correction of a few obvious solecisms. What the fuck does that even mean? Okay, it means a grammatical mistake in speech and writing.
Okay, so accurate if antiquated.
Extremely so. Alright. This has been going for 5 minutes already. That's scary.
Well, yeah, because we got distracted. Fine, yeah, peace. Cool. I'm at peace with you all.
Okay. And a careful suppression of a few tenacious details that, despite H.H.'s own efforts, still subsisted as text as signposts and tombstones. Beg pardon? Oh, indicative of places or persons that taste would conceal and compassion spare.
This is a really awkwardly written book.
No, this is just the foreword.
Right.
This remarkable memoir is presented intact. I suspect the awkwardness is intentional, but that doesn't make it any easier.
I suppose.
Its author's bizarre cognomen is his own invention, and of course this mask, through which two hypnotic eyes seemed to glow, had to remain unlifted in accordance with its wearer's wish, while Hayes only rhymed with the heroine's real surname. Her first name is too closely interwound with the inmost fibre of this book to allow one to alter it. Nor, as the reader will perceive for himself, is there any practical necessity to do so. References to H.H.'s crime may be looked up by the inquisitive in the daily papers for September to October 1952. Its cause and purpose would have continued to remain a complete mystery had this memoir not been permitted to come under my reading lamp. You know what? I'm skipping the next bit. Blah, 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 blah. Ah, yes. His daughter Louise is by now a college sophomore. Mona Dahl is a student in Paris. Rita has recently married the proprietor of a hotel in Florida. Mrs. Richard F. Schiller died in childbed, giving birth to a stillborn girl on Christmas Day, 1952 in Greystar, a settlement in the remotest northwest. Vivian Darkbloom has written a biography, My Q, to be published shortly, and critics who have perused the manuscript called her best book. Vivian Darkbloom. Nice.
I don't understand the reference.
Vladmir Nabokov. Vivian Darkbloom.
Well, you like something already.
We're
off to a good start.
The caretakers of the various cemeteries involved report that no ghosts walk. Viewed simply as a novel, Lolita deals with situations and emotions that would explain exasperatingly vague to the reader, had their expression been etiolated, pale and drawn out due to a lack of light, by means of platitudinous evasions.
Wait, what?
I don't know either. I'm just gonna leave that for further consideration later. True, not a single obscene term is to be found in the whole work. Oh, really? Indeed, the robust Philistine who was conditioned by modern conventions into accepting without qualms a lavish array of four-letter words in a banal novel will be quite shocked by their absence here. Yes, because it makes it so much better. If, however, for this paradoxical prude's comfort, an editor attempted to dilute or omit scenes that a certain type of mind might call an aphrodisiac, are you insinuating that some people would use this as porn?
Yes.
What the sick fucking fuck?
Some people are fucked up, Lizzy.
But you can't trust porn with an unreliable narrator, and it's shit porn. And, you know, she's 12.
Only one of those is really an issue, Lizzy.
I presume you're referring to the fact that it's bad porn?
Yeah.
How did I guess?
Not even that. I've jerked off to a lot of bad porn in my time.
Oh. You do realise that just got caught on recording, remember?
Yeah.
Alright then.
After a point, that stops being a hindrance.
See in this respect the monumental decision rendered December 6, 1933 by the Honourable John M. Woolsey in regard to another considerably more outspoken book. I have no idea what they're talking about there.
I'm sure the reference made sense at the time.
No, it probably still does. It's just I can't be bothered to look up her publication date.
Right.
One would have to forego the publication of Lolita altogether, since those very scenes that one might ineptly accuse of a sensuous existence of their own are the most strictly functional in the development of a tragic tale, tending unswervingly to nothing less than moral apotheosis. Yeah.
What?
Apotheosis. Kind of like the nadir.
Okay.
The cynic may say that commercial pornography makes the same claim. The learned may counter that dissent by saying that H.H.'s impassioned confession is a tempest in a test tube. That at least 12% of American adult males, a conservative estimate according to Dr. Blanche Schwartzman, Verbal Communication, enjoy yearly in one way or another the special experience that H.H. describes with such despair?
What?
I...
Okay then. Why not?
Is he saying that 12% of American men are child molesters?
No, 12% of American men are turned on by child molesting. There's a difference.
There is a difference. It still scares me. That had our demented diarist gone in the fatal summer of 1947 to a competent psychopathologist.
Wait, what kind of army do you have on my borders?
I don't
You
know.
have no real army on my borders.
Shh. There would have been no disaster, but there neither would have been this book. I think I know which one I would prefer. This commentator may be excused for repeating what he has stressed in his own books and lectures, namely that the offensive is frequently but a synonym for the unusual. As an unusual person, then, bullshit.
Okay, so.
There is a difference between offensive, unusual, and depraved.
Like you. I'm kidding on that.
Yes, I am unusual. Cross is offensive. You are depraved. Well done.
I'm not depraved. Well, not that depraved.
See? And a great work of art is always, of course, always original, and thus by its very nature should come more or less as a shocking surprise. No, I am a shocking surprise. This is a shocking depravity.
You really don't like this, do you?
Spot on. Well done. I have no intention to glorify H.H. No doubt he is horrible. He is abject. He is a shining example of moral leprosy. Correct. A mixture of ferocity and jocularity that portrays supreme misery, perhaps, but is not conducive to attractiveness. He is ponderously capricious. Many of his casual opinions on the people and scenery of this country are ludicrous. Oh, there's an argument to be made against that. A desperate honesty that throbs with conviction does not absolve him from sins of diabolical cunning. He is abnormal. That's putting it mildly. He is not a gentleman. Again, you vastly underestimate. But how magically his singing violin can conjure up a tenderness, a compassion for Lolita, that makes us entranced by the book while abhorring its author. As a case history, Lolita will become, no doubt, a classic in psychiatric circles. As a work of art, it transcends its expiatory aspects. And still more important to us than scientific significance and literary worth is the ethical impact this book should have on the serious reader. I can't even.
Pardon me.
Pardoned. Alright. Nearly at the end of the foreword. We can do this. We're on the home stretch. For in this poignant personal study there lurks a general lesson. The wayward child. Since when was Lolita wayward? Like, seriously, the girl gets a lot of crap, but honestly, everything I've read so far indicates that she's not exactly wayward. The egotistic mother, the panting maniac, well, those two descriptions are accurate. There are not only vivid characters in a unique story, They warn us of dangerous trends. They point out potent evils. Lolita should make all of us, parents, social workers, educators, apply ourselves with still greater influence, vigilance, and vision to the task of bringing up a better generation in a safer world. John Ray Jr., Ph.D., Widworth, Mass., August the 5th, 1955. Well, that was fucked up.
It wasn't that bad.
It's not exactly... It does not bode well. Agreed?
It doesn't actually speak of the book's content. The idea is it's a foreword.
There are certain implications.
I suppose.
Many of his casual opinions on the people and scenery of this country are ludicrous. Like, don't get me wrong, he's just a bastard in general, but he also has some, unfortunately, valid criticisms.
Many of them are ludicrous, though.
Yes.
Not all of them, but many of them.
Yes. Even the stopped clock is right twice a day. That doesn't negate the fact that it's stopped, nor does it negate the fact that it's right twice a day.
And that's exactly what the foreword says. His, whatever we call it, startling clarity or whatever, does not forgive him for...
I know, it's just that some of the language used is a bit complimentary for my tastes. Also, it uses adjectives that I would normally apply to myself quite happily. And then it applies them to him.
Yeah.
You can see why I'm not exactly amused.
I can.
Alright, so that is the end of the foreword. What did you think?
It was a foreword. It was exceptionally formally written, but that was the whole damn point of it, so I'm neither here nor there on that.
And as to the reading itself?
The reading itself was fine. You stopped a couple of times, and it was good.
Do you believe we should actually do Lizzy Reads Lolita?
I think once we're out of the foreword, it'll get either better or worse.
Alright.
Darvis, I am actually tired of battle. I just want to... I'm happy with the current extent of my empire.
Alright, then we'll stop this recording where it is. We can let the others have a listen, and we'll see what happens.